Hi, this is my imaging partner, Abner, and tonight we're going to be imaging the constellation Cygnus, and more specifically, the Elephant Trunk Nebula. Isn't that right? So right now I just got the scope all set up, computer all set up, and now I just need a polar in line. I used to use the Polemaster, or the QHY Polemaster camera, and that would just hook like right where your polar scope. Oh, hey, look it. The ISS is making a pass in the middle of my video. That is pretty cool. So for any beginners in here, to polar align, you look through this sight glass, which goes all the way up through the center of the mount, and you align this with Polaris, the northern star, with the proper location on the, I call it a compass, that's what it looks like, compass/clock on any app that you use, and it will tell you where Polaris needs to be at that exact moment to line up the celestial pole. Because if you didn't know, Polaris isn't exactly on the celestial pole. It's I don't know how many degrees off, but so you just use that as basically a reference point, and then you follow the apps, websites, whatever you use to like find where Polaris needs to be now, and you align that to polar scope, and you are polar aligned. It's just finished star alignment, waiting for a 60-second sub to finish just to see where my framing is at on the Elephant Trunk Nebula. I'm waiting for guiding calibration as well, so once that finishes I can start guiding, hopefully get maybe 400-second subs, do a couple hours worth of those, and see what kind of image I get. As you can see, I've started my guiding calibration. So right now it's just calibrating the mount and the guiding software to see kind of where I'm at, what I'm following, how it looks. And once this finishes, I'll be able to start guiding and should have pinpoint tracking on it, enough to get some decent subs. So there is a single 200-second exposure on the Elephant Trunk Nebula. I got a center frame. Pardon that amp glow. The ZWO ASI183MC Pro is horrendous with amp glow. It's pretty bad. No matter how many darks and flats I take, you can't get rid of it. But it's pretty much center frame. I look like I'm focused good. I'm looking at it too long, so it's kind of hard for me to tell, but I think I'm good. So I'm doing a 300-second now just to see, to compare the two. And 300 seconds looks good, and if my guiding still looks good, we're probably going to go 300 seconds for the whole session. So we are 28 exposures in, and my guiding is looking fantastic. Subs are looking very good. Still nice and clear out. Hopefully it stays this way. So I didn't get 10 hours worth on California Nebula. All the images that I took last night, the 3 hours worth, gone, scratched. My dew heater ended up dying about 10 minutes into the California Nebula project, session. So 3.5 hours worth of data is completely useless. All the stars are fuzzy, bloated. There's no nebulosity at like 300 seconds, which anybody who's ever shot that target knows you'll have nebulosity at like 60 seconds with narrowband. And can't use anything from last night for that. But my Elephant's Trunk Nebula image turned out fantastic, I think, for about 3 hours worth of data. I was able, luckily, to get some good details on the trunk itself and even some of the dark nebula around, the northern parts of it. So this is probably one of my better images, and I'm actually excited to show you guys this. So just a little update on what's going to happen for the rest of the year. I have quite a few projects I want to start. I want to start an Orion Nebula one, Rosette Nebula. I want to do, Horsehead Nebula, Witchhead Nebula, and I'd love to do some more in Cassiopeia. Heart Nebula, Soul Nebula, Ghost of Cass, Bubble Nebula, Wizard Nebula. I have a little bit of time. The way it comes up in the backyard here and sets around, where is it? These trees. I have maybe another month or so before it starts getting too low behind the trees for me. So I have some time. But I'm probably done with like Andromeda and all the summer targets. I think last night was the send-off to Cygnus and that whole region, just because how low it gets so early in the night behind the trees here. For other people, if they're on flat ground, they're able to image it probably into the end of October. But for me, it's too low now. So this was a good send-off, I think. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. Hi, buddy. What's up, bud? Come on.